Alrighty, welcome back everyone. It's Garlaanx here, bringing you a new Neverwinter video. And today, as the title suggests, we're going to momentarily talk about the companion upgrades that are happening throughout Mod 25, and then have some just discussion throughout the video here. So, Big Daddy Dick, Brett Norton, executive producer of Neverwinter, posted this back on March 13th. As of filming this video, it's almost the end of April, guys. Yeah, give me a break. It is what it is. So they wanted to break down the companions in-game to 3 different archetypes to make it simplified. So internally, players, we've already done this throughout, the almost 10 years that Neverwinter has been a thing. What is the best AoE companion? What is the best single target companion? Etc., etc., etc. Well, the game has gone throughout so many changes in the course of only 10 years. It's just unbelievable. Zuna, we all remember the Zuna days. You guys remember bonding runestones. You guys remember Indomitable runestones. And I think we're logged into the game right now if we switch over to console. Now we have, mythic companion enchantment. So, 150% companion damage or 7,500 to each augment companion's bonus stat. We should all be familiar with that right now. That's the current iteration of the game. But yeah, it's always been a thing with active companions versus augment companions. And I'm very biased in this regard, as I feel that augment companions are just way too good to be using active companions. And I know a lot of the player base has migrated over to active companions again, and to each is their own. I'm not going to speak negatively about the community and what they want to do. Each player can make up their own mind and play their class how they like. So yeah, they broke it down to 3 archetypes. So we have single target, multi-target, and hybrid. Single target obviously is self-explanatory. Single target DPS. Multi-target, again, self-explanatory. Companions that focused on AoE. And then they have a hybrid. Now, it says companions that have a mix of single target, multi-target, or support. Many of our companions fall into this category. So most of the companions in the game fall into the hybrid category. There's like over 200 plus companions in the game. So my thoughts on Cryptic going through the companions and upgraded them and balancing them and changing them in Mod 25. Was it necessary? Was it needed? I have, again, mixed opinions on it. I think there's other things they should be focusing on in the game that would be higher priority in my eyes than rebalancing all of the companions. So, like I said, this was posted back on March 13th as of filming this video. It's April 28th. So they've had a load of patches throughout that. So we're going to go through and just look at companion updates here. We're not going to read everything, but they are slowly trying to balance all of the companions that they currently have in the game. They're undoubtedly going to miss some. It is what it is. So Abyssal Chicken basically is a hybrid now. You guys can read on your screen the changes, etc. The Air Ganashi is a hybrid companion. Apprentice Healer is a healer plus multi-target. Batiri is now 100% single target. Batiri is very good. I will have a secondary video of this parsing most of all the damages of the higher tiers. Batiri is one of the top single target DPS now. Especially when it comes to boss battles. It has internal mechanics that does 25% more damage to bosses. So Batiri is going to be one of the go-to for single targets. Battlefield Medic, Healer Companion, Black Death Scorpion. Black Death Scorpion is single target. However, again, did testing on all these. Underperforming as far as single damage goes. However, it does have support, so this, in my opinion, shouldn't have been a single target. This should have been listed as a hybrid. Black Death Scorpion can give combat advantage to everyone. It has pretty much 100% uptime, and the damage isn't as good as some of the other single target focused companions. So, it should have been listed as a hybrid. Like, Cryptic's already making mistakes. It is what it is. Good old Bruner Battlehammer's now a hybrid. His cleave arcs were improved. Caddy is now single target. She actually surprised me. Single target, she does a ton of damage. She's in my top 5, I believe. Again, you guys will have to wait probably until tomorrow when I publish the DPS parsing logs of the testing and everything. But Caddy, I believe, was in one of the top 5 as far as encounter DPS on single target. Celeste, the healer, multi-target, Clerk, Dissimulant, healer, single target, Cunning Mimic is hybrid. Dancing Blade, single target, again, the Dancing Blade was mediocre as far as single target. Dark Dealer, again, mediocre. Dedicated Squires, healer, multi-target, the Dragonborn Brawler, hybrid. The Dread Warrior, they did list as a hybrid because he does have a buff. So Siphon Strike now applies to all enemies. I believe it's a power increase, maybe power defense increase. I don't remember offhand, but the damage is insignificant, but is more of a support companion, so they have it listed as hybrid. Drizzt, multi-target, very decent for AoE in certain situations. Good old Earl the Chicken Mancer here. Does a ton of burst DPS, especially if you're building around recharge speed. We'll talk about more of recharge speed and how it affects companions in the parsing video. But Earl the Chicken Mancer actually does a ton of damage. He's not as good as some of the other single targets, but he is definitely like top 10 at the best. He does just a ton of damage. Eladrin, single target. I'm not able to test Eladrin, unfortunately. Aragon has done testing on all these. We'll get to his crap in a minute. But single target Eladrin wasn't that great. Elemenster's hybrid. Faithful Initiate, healer in single. Flump, multi-target, wasn't very good. The Githyanki is listed as a hybrid. I don't know why. It should have been multi-target, but he does do single-target DPS as well. Very under par, underperforming. They've basically nerfed Githyanki. Githyanki was one of the top-performing companions coming into Module 25. Well, now that they're balancing everything, they pretty much nerfed them. There's like 15 companions ahead of the Githyanki as far as tier goes. The Hematite Ghost Paladin healer hybrid. Honey Badger, single target. Again, Honey Badger kind of got balanced to a degree where the Honey Badger does its most damage when it has 90% or more HP. This is why I don't like people using active companions. Companions take a lot of damage. They die all the time. They're pretty useless in my eyes, personally. Again, biased. But Honey Badger, single target, not very good in my opinion. Ice Sprite got a little bit of some love to it, but it's not the best. Same with the Jagged Dancing Blade, single target as well. Got a little buffage, but nothing extraordinary. Garlaanx hybrid. Cavatos hybrid. The Kuatoa did go single target, but they nerfed his bonus damage. It was 5%. Now it's 2%. So instead of a 25% bonus, you're only getting 10% bonus. I did test the Kuatoa. I believe it snuck into the top 10 for single target DPS, but it's on the lower end of that list as far as that goes. Basically, the Kuatoa, it gets more damage based upon how many players are in your team. So if you have a team of 5, it gets 10% damage increase. Lanu, healer hybrid. Makos and Lich Makos, multi-target and hybrid. Makos is multi-target, Lynch Makos is hybrid. Both were garbage. Minx multi-target, also not very good. The Owl single target is not good. He moves around so much that he suffers from not getting combat advantage 100% of the time. Good old Paranoid Delusion. People still selling these for 40 million AD. No reason. They're all garbage. None of them are good in my opinion. They got significant rebalancing. I'm surprised that Cryptic hasn't put it back in the game yet, either Zen Market exclusive or in a lockbox or whatever. The only reason people sell it for 40 million AD or higher is because of literally the rarity. It's the same thing with Zariel. Zariel's not a good companion, but the rarity, it fetches a high price tag. So, Paranoid Delusion, not good for using. Pseudo Dragon, probably top 3. I'd have to look and verify that. Single target, it was always good. The Pseudo Dragon was always good, and they didn't really make much changes to it, in my opinion. It's still, I don't know if it was top 3 or top 5. I don't remember offhand, but Pseudo Dragon just a monster, as always. Regis was balanced as a hybrid companion. However, single target is not very good, in my opinion. He does burst DPS. He's good for AoE. He's always been good for AoE. He was basically the successor to Zuna because they nerfed Zuna into the ground. Regis kind of filled that void for AoE. Rumpadump is kind of interesting. When we do the video on the testing, I'll show you guys more in depth about the Rumpadump. Good old Rumpadumpa. I wanted him to be significantly better than he is. However, he is still pretty decent single target, especially when you start building recharge speed. He becomes very decent. Nox and Alphanese Nox, multi-target companion, Siege Master, hybrid. Silver Scale Disciple is a healer, but it actually does quite significant single target damage. Nowhere close to the top 10 as far as our top 10 single companions go, but for being as cheap as it is, it's basically a budget-friendly single target for casual players or newer players. Spine Devil is a hybrid. Spine Devil's also mainly used for support for that debuff. Splinters is a hybrid. Stronghold Clerk is healer single target was insignificant damage. Same thing with the Succubus Incubus. It's listed as a hybrid. The only reason you're going to use that is for support. Tomb Spider, absolute monster. Absolute monster. Top 3 single target DPS. Hands down. But again, it's situational. They've made this game about companions in certain situations. So whether you're using the Pseudo Dragon, the Tomb Spider, or a few of the other single target companions, it matters what content you're doing. The Tomb Spider has better damage output during longer battles. It's just constant damage. It's DOT stacking, more damage, etc. I believe Tomb Spider is top 3 as far as single target DPS goes. And I don't know if a lot of people know that. Again, Aragon has his testing. We'll get into that. He doesn't have it super high. I think his is top 4 or something. I don't know. Top 3, in my opinion, of Tomb Spider. We're at 3 for multi-target. Wolfgar's hybrid. Zuna, basically garbage. Zuna's still garbage. Not good, even as a hybrid and or AoE. There's much better out there now. Yojimbo's a hybrid. Zariel, Sordiel, hybrid. Garbage. You know, if you're paying $10 million for a companion, it better be pretty damn good, and it's not. So that was the first round of the companion changes. The second round they did the Abbar Shield Maiden and the Man-at-Arms single target. Both are medium. Again, budget friendly. You can buy a Shield Maiden and Man-at-Arms for practically nothing. They're essentially free. If you take the time to level them up, they're very budget friendly, and both are decent single target companions. Not the best, nowhere close to even being the best, but they are mid-tier single target companions. Angel Protection, healer, Shaman updates, just broken stuff. Protecting, strike, healing, now correctly heal Summoner. It's a hybrid / heal companion. Blaspheme Assassin got, a majority of fix. When Blaspheme Assassin released, it was bugged, it was broke, everyone was using it. It was stacking, its bleeds, and they had to fix it multiple times. People are still running around under the impression that the Blaspheme Assassin is best in slot for single target. It's not. It's not. It's not even top 5 as far as single target goes. Again, we'll get into more of that discussion in either tomorrow or Sunday's video. Today's Friday when I release the parsing testing. Cold Iron Warrior was nerfed once upon a time. Now it's been rebalanced. AoE, it's not horrible, but again, there are better AoE companions out there. No one, in my opinion, should be using AoE active companions, period. Again, biased opinion. Crystalline Golem did get a little bit of a little buffy buff, a nerfy nerf. Dazing Fist no longer repels bosses and other CC immune targets. Forever, people were abusing Crystalline Golem because if a boss was CC immune for whatever reason, the Crystalline Golem could bypass that mechanic. So if you didn't know that through all this time, that was a thing. Dancing Shield is now single target. Again, it's on par with like the Jagged Blade and the Jagged Dancing Blade. Displacer Beast is a hybrid, not very good. The Dog, Skeletal Dog, Demarian Shepherd, all cheap companions, balanced to single target. Again, this is one of those budget-friendly, sort of like the Man-at-Arms and the Shield Maiden. Not the best, also not the worst, very cheap to purchase. The upgrading is where the costs come from, not worth upgrading in my opinion. You might as well save your AD, buy the best in slot things, and then upgrade that. Fawn of Shyla, Snowy Fawn is healer companions. Grung was now a hybrid companion. Not very good. Poor old Grung. Remember my Grung days? Man, I loved Grung. Lynch is a hybrid. The Feora and Mystic Feora got significant changes to it. You can read it on your screen. I'm not reading all that. It's basically a hybrid companion. Not the best. Priestess of Sune is a healer. Raptors, the Feral, the Tamed, are single target and not very good. Sellsword and Clone Artist, decent for AoE, however, not the best. Staldorf hybrid, Tutor, single target, but again, Tutor, single target damage is poopy caca. You're using a Tutor for its bonus to the combat advantage. The latest patch that actually just launched yesterday, Blacksmith single target, not the best. Blaspheme Assassin, again, got some more changes, so the Blaspheme Assassin now works as it should be working intended, and it's still, people are saying Blaspheme best in slot for single target. It's not. It's really not. I'll prove that later in the other video. Green Slime, we have to talk about. Green Slime, in my opinion, one of the best AoE companions in the game, hands down currently. There are 3 top-tier AoE companions. Again, I'm biased. You shouldn't be using AoE companions. It's just not worth the time. You should be balancing on your statistics. You should be clearing trash mobs very quickly. So the only reason you should ever be using an active AoE companion is if you're grinding campaigns, if you're a new player, you need the additional DPS, whatever the case may be. If you're an endgame player and you're running Master Temple of the Spiders, nobody should be running AoE active companions. You should be clearing those trash mobs very quickly. There is no reason to be having active companions. So, again, that's biased. That's my opinion. You can do what you want. However, Green Slime is disgusting when it comes to damage. Now, the Green Slime is also one of those companions that's not available. I said there's 3 top ones in my opinion. The Stupid Witch, the Green Slime, and the companion that comes from Summer Festival, the Grill Master, or whatever he's called. Those are going to be your top 3. All 3 of them are situational. The Witch has an AoE that hits all the targets, but they have to be all gathered up. The Slime did get a slight nerf and a buff at the same time. Acid Aura now ticks every 3 seconds. It used to be every second. Hits a much larger area and only applies to targets in combat. So before, the Acid Aura used to be like the Mystic Fora, that anything that was near it was taking constant DOT damage. The damage was horrible. The Green Slime Acid Aura damage was just horrible. It was doing like 100 to 200 to 300 damage per tick. It was garbage. They've basically 100 times that damage. The Acid Aura now ticks for 30 to 50k. Again, it now procs every 3 seconds instead of 1 second, but it does have a larger radius. And it's disgusting. It really is. Slightly increase the hit area of Engulf. Engulf will target one mob and pull it in closer to the Green Slime. And that, I believe, has a cooldown of 3 seconds as well. And it's listed as multi-target, so it is meant to be used as AoE. And again, one of my top 3, hands down. The Grill Master comes from Summer Festival, which is upcoming, so if you don't have a Grill Master, I encourage you to get one. The Grill Master, in my opinion, is slightly better than the Green Slime. The Green Slime comes from Portobello. Portobello is coming up as well as an appointment event. I can't recall if you can even still get the Green Slime from Portobello's. It might be a rare. I don't know if it drops out of normal dungeon chests or the lockboxes, whatever. And then, of course, you do have that Witch. And the Witch was a Zen Market exclusive, so you had to pay Zen for the Witch. So all three AoE companions, in my opinion, not easily obtainable. And that's just the way it is. Shadow Demon, single target, underperforming, in my opinion. They buffed it, but it's not that great. Not even in the top 10, I don't believe. Traveling Entertainer is decent for AoE, but again, this is your budget-friendly one. If you don't have access to a green slime, you don't have access to the Witch, and you don't have access to the Grill Master, then the Traveling Entertainer is probably up there on the AoE as far as it's very easy to obtain. It's basically free in the game. It costs couple hundred AD. They did buff it a bit, but again, it's not going to be the best. Mediocre. There it is. So your boy Aragon has been testing all of these. He's posted numerous videos about the testing. I don't know where he gets some of these numbers from. His statistics are listed. He uses 3 Warlords Inspiration, Mythic Companion Enchantment, 100% Combat Advantage. This is his single target list as of me filming this video. Again, I can't discredit his testing. Testing is very hard because it's never a static number. It's always going to change depending on the situation and the statistics that you have. If you're in a 10-man trial group with all debuffs and everything else, your companion dying all the time. But I don't personally agree with some of these numbers. He has Honey Badger listed as top 3. Again, it only does that kind of damage when it has 90% or more HP. Tomb Spider he has as number 4 with 41k encounter DPS. Tomb Spider, in my opinion, is like 1 or 2. Followed by the Bowman. The green scale Bowman and the Tomb Spider are probably the top 2 best single target companions in the game currently. And the Pseudo Dragon is not very far behind. And you can see with his tests, they're kind of aligned. 40k, 41, and 41. I mean, they're not too far off. My numbers were not that far off either. They were very close. The Batiri, again, is coming in at the top as well. He has the Batiri at only 39. But like I said, when it comes down to these tests, it's not 100% static numbers. Things change. When I did my testing, we'll talk about that either tomorrow or Sunday in that video and show you guys how I do everything personally. But again, yeah, I just don't necessarily agree with his tier list per se. Like for he has Caddy all the way down at number 20 with only 35k encounter DPS. This is not right. This is not right. Caddy is definitely top 10. It surpasses a lot of these other ones. Blacksmith just got buffed. He has it at 36. Caddy is above most of these. Caddy's actually probably about number 4 overall in the list. So, again, I can't discredit Aragon. You know, it is what it is. I'm just glad that someone is still playing this game and cares about this game enough to do the amount of testing that he does. I mean, he likes Wiener, but that's irrelevant. So, it is what it is, guys. That's the video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Just companion updates. Again, I'll be making my video on the parsing, and we'll be talking more about this and having more discussion about it. Cryptic's going to continue to push out companion updates until they rebalance all of them going forward, I'm assuming. So things are going to change. It's nice that Aragon does keep a list, again, even though I don't necessarily agree with his specific list. If you look at his AoE, I don't know if Cryptic paid him under the table to promote the Witch as being the best, because it is a Zen Market exclusive. I cannot confirm or deny that. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Don't hate me. But I don't know why he's pushing the Witch as being number 1. Again, it's a Zen Market exclusive. It's going to be going away eventually. It came out in Mod 24. It's the bonus currency for Mod 24. Regis is up there. But none of the ones that I'm promoting. I mean, he has the green slime as number 5. I don't know if he retested this since the update yesterday. I'm sure he did. I haven't looked at his channel. Again, my top 3 is definitely going to be the Grill Master from Summer Festival, the green slime, and the Witch. The Witch is good, but again, they're all situational. The Witch is good for, like, soloing. The Witch, in my opinion, is not good for dungeons. Unless your tank is grouping up all the mobs, and that Witch uses her AoE with the hand to hit all of those mobs, the Witch just suffers. Whereas the Green Slime does constant AoE damage. It's going to be hitting everything. It doesn't matter. The same thing with the Grill Master. The Grill Master for Summer Festival has, like, a AoE that hits 5 targets, and he can turn around when he's hitting it. It's like a multi-blast AoE. And then he also has a AoE that targets 3 enemies as well. I'm just trying to find it here on live, and then we'll switch over and we'll actually look at it. Yeah, the Dragon Bone Grill Master is what I'm talking about. If we look at it really quickly here over on live. So the slime, the Grill Master. So if we summon this bad boy, this is the guy from Summer Festival. Every 5 seconds, sets up to 5 target foes on fire, dealing initial fire damage and burning damage over time. Again, it's every 5 seconds. He's literally hitting everything, and those DOTs are actually hitting between 30 to 50k, so nothing's beating that. The Witch's cooldowns aren't going to compete with that. And then he has Serve 'em Up. When 3 or more enemies are near the Grill Master, you gain 2,000 power and 2,000 defense. So I guess this guy would be listed as a hybrid. He's not even technically multi-target. This Cryptic would list this as a hybrid because he has a buff. And then he has the Slice, which is every 1.7 seconds. The Grill Master slices up to 3 nearby foes with his carving knife. Very quickly, if you guys wanted to see it in combat. I know this video is longer than I anticipated. We'll just go Dragon Bone Val really quickly. Just to show you guys the potential of his AoE. I'm not even buffed. I'm not going to bother buffing. We're just going to go jump slap some trash mobs real quick, and then we'll end this video. Again, Green Slime can compete with it, but the Grill Master does slightly outperform it, in my opinion. And then, like I said, the Witch is not horrible. You can use the Witch for AoE if you choose. Again, I'm very biased. You should never be using summoned active companions for AoE. Trash mobs in dungeons should literally be dying before you even touch them. Let's aggro this, and you'll see his fire burst go off here. He used the Slice Up. So there's his fire burst, and he turns around and uses it. So, and then he's using his Knife on 3, already cast his fire burst again. Again, I'm not buffed, so he's not critting. But yeah, he tears through everything. And it's the same thing with the Slime. So again, if you're supplementing that with your normal AoE damage, that was just all him. So if I come in here and start slapping everything, everything's taking my damage, his damage, everybody's damage, everything's dead. Like, there's no reason to be using AoE companions, unless, again, you're just grinding campaigns, solo playing, whatever the case may be. So, it is what it is, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hopefully you enjoyed the discussion. That's all I got for you today. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, go ahead and leave them below as always. And I'll see you guys real soon.